Beautiful. Hello, everyone, and thanks for still being here. I know it's been a long day. My name is Nedelciu. I am a CIS postdoctoral fellow based at the System Dynamics group. My talk will have a bit of a different format. I like to address how we make science more broadly. And some of you will think at the end of my talk that it's been controversial, and that's great, because I've been selected to be last so that we can have something to talk about over beers. So for the past 3.5 years, I've been exploring narratives around deep-sea mining. And in case you're not aware, deep-sea mining is something that there's a lot of interest for now from several countries, Norway being one of the most interested actors. But the deep sea is one of the last untouched ecosystems in the world. This race to mine the deep sea is a gamble with the planet's most fragile ecosystems and with our own future. Beneath the ocean floor lies not just the possibility of mineral wealth, but life support systems that regulate climate, sustain biodiversity, and may even hold secrets to the origins of life. Deep-sea mining threatens to erase these functions through habitat destruction, species extinction, and loss of microbial service, just to name a few of the risks. In addition, it can disrupt carbon sequestration, which is the process by which the ocean captures more than 1/4 of all the CO2 emissions we put into the atmosphere every year. As research grows, so does the list of risks. And with discoveries like possible oxygen production at the bottom of the ocean floor, the stakes are even higher. We could destroy knowledge that might rewrite our understanding of life on Earth before we uncover it. So as a sustainability scientist and a systems thinker, I kept asking, why did we, and by we I mean us in the West, let deep-sea mining out of Pandora's box? We already know we've blown past planetary limits, we overconsume energy and materials, we turn the atmosphere into a dumping ground, and we're pushing Earth towards irreversible change, threatening the livability of this planet. Is this really progress? Why is it that we're fast-tracking yet another destructive process like deep-sea mining? My exploration so far indicates that this is caused by two main trends. The first trend is the dominance of the growth paradigm, or growthism. Growthism is the unquestionable pursuit of economic growth, the prioritization of gross domestic product above any of our fundamental social and ecological needs. This translates into cementing unquestioned assumptions that material and energy demand must grow to meet societal needs, although there's little to no discussion about what those needs are and how we could meet them. In this paradigm of growthism, there is no place for material and energy sufficiency. There is no place for a reduction in energy and material demand. And there's no place for real ecological sustainability. There's only place for growth. Yeah, but surely research is questioning this paradigm, you might ask. After all, some of the key roles of research is to be critical, to provide useful knowledge for the betterment of society, and to speak truth to power when necessary. But growthism is a deeply entrenched paradigm that permeates every level of our society, particularly in the West, and that includes academia. With colleagues, we wanted to see to what extent growthism was represented in the most cited papers on deep-sea mining. We found that most papers had uncritically reproduced the assumption that material and energy must go up. But in this type of paradigm, if we always assume that material and energy must go up, the whole academic discussion revolves around where to mine and not why do we mine. And we've seen that even in the most critical articles on deep-sea mining. The second trend shaping deep-sea mining is academia's growing dependency on political and industrial agendas. Universities are increasingly pressured to produce research that aligns with what governments and corporations deem valuable and useful. This pressure has been amplified by chronic underfunding and the expectation that researchers secure external grants to survive in an increasingly competitive environment. For early career scholars like ourselves, external funding often determines if we have a future in academia. And for senior researchers, external funding is the only way to carve out time for meaningful work amid mounting administrative duties. But external funding rarely comes without strings. It is often tied to priorities set by states and industries, which means research must fit their agendas. This dynamic leaves little room, little time, and little resources for critical inquiry or exploration of alternative paradigms beyond growth. Instead of challenging destructive trajectories, academia becomes reactive, tasked with cleaning up problems years after they emerge. Overworked and under-resourced, universities risk losing their role as independent visionaries, turning into accessories to industrial and political interests. Well, if you're hearing this and you think this is a crusade against the state and the industry, that's not exactly my point. Because everyone is stuck in a system that is geared towards growth, efficiency, and productivity. Everyone is in the same boat, and we do need to work together. That includes academia, industry, state, civil society. However, the terms of this collaboration need to be fundamentally different. Academia should be independent, proactive, and should challenge entrenched paradigms, going beyond growth. This benefits everyone. Governments can benefit from credible, forward-thinking research to craft resilient policies. Industries can benefit from creating business models that contribute to meeting societal and ecological needs instead of being driven by profit. We are currently navigating blind into a future of escalating crisis, as some of my colleagues also showed. A strong critical academic sector is not an obstacle to progress. It is the compass that keeps progress from becoming self-destruction. Thank you.